I'm Becky.
And I'm Bo.
And we are the Right Sites.
And today we are in the beautiful city of St. Augustine, Florida.
And in this segment, we're going to teach you 5 fun facts about St. Augustine.
5 fun facts. Now, something about St. Augustine, as far as fun historical facts, there are literally dozens and dozens of facts. This is a super historical city, but we've picked out the top 5 fun facts in our opinion. And fun fact number 1.
St. Augustine is the oldest city in America. It was established in 1565.
All right, so let's just show you around one of the oldest areas in St. Augustine. Now that's probably a fun fact that most of you know.
Did you not want to tell them who was behind us?
Oh, well, let me flip this around. And right behind us is a statue of Ponce de Leon, who landed near this spot in 1513. Now this is right at the entrance to St. Augustine. In fact, let me pan around here. There is the beautiful Bridge of Lions, and if you've been to St. Augustine, that's one of the focal points here. It's a gorgeous bridge you can walk across, and then right at the base is Ponce de Leon, the statue dedicated to him. He landed here in 1513, and Becky, what was he looking for when he landed here in 1513?
Well, maybe a wife?
Not a wife. He was looking for the Fountain of Youth.
Did he find it? I want to find that.
Well, apparently he did, because Becky has drank from the Fountain of Youth, as you can see. So she discovered it. I don't know about if he did or not. Now, Ponce de Leon did not discover or did not establish St. Augustine. It was established about 50 years later in 1565, like Becky said. But that's a pretty fun fact there, that Ponce de Leon landed here. Yeah, he's known as the discoverer of Florida. And then years later, they established the first permanent settlement here in what eventually became the United States. Because originally, who did it belong to, Becky?
The British?
Not the British. Ponce de Leon.
Spanish?
The Spanish, yes.
All right, yeah, that makes more sense.
But Becky's kind of right, because the British did eventually take it over. Then eventually, of course, it became a part of the United States.
So that was a trick question.
That was a trick question. Now, behind us, you can see the public market square. It's a really cool building. This is just a block-long city park, and it is the oldest public space
Plaza de Constitución.
That's right. They have a monument here that is dedicated to the Spanish Constitution. I think of 1812, somewhere in there. Not really sure now. In fact, here it is right here. Let me turn the camera around. There is the monument dedicated to the Spanish Constitution. So as you can see, this is just a very pretty historic park. I was close. 1813 was when this monument was built, recognizing the Spanish Constitution. So this is the oldest public space in the United States of America, dedicated way back by the Spanish. And the
Spanish style buildings all around it should have been a good clue.
Yes. But that is fun fact number 1. Appreciate just how old this city is and beautiful. And also right across the street from this public square is a building called the Treasury. So keep that in mind for fun fact number 2, because we're going to walk up the street and show you, I don't know, it's kind of my favorite fun fact because not too many people know about this. So we're going to take a walk about a block up the street, right on the main avenue, and show you fun fact number 2. So we have walked about 2 minutes down the block right from where we were, the plaza. There is the Bridge of Lions. And now we're going to show you fun fact number 2. Now, fun fact number 2 is something that's not marked and that you just have to do some extensive research to find this out. So Becky, tell us, what is fun fact number 2?
We are going to walk on the United States' most narrow street.
Most narrow street in the United States.
This
Only
is exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff. 7 feet wide. All right, let me flip the camera around, Becky. Now it is right on the corner of the Hilton. And here it is. The most narrow street in the United States of America. Look at that. That is so cool. Wow. All right, so they say it's 7 feet. All right, so Becky's gonna lay down here. There she goes. Yeah, Becky's about 5'7". So that looks right. So this is pretty cool. Fun fact number 2. St. Augustine has the narrowest street in the United States. All right, so that is fun fact number 2, the narrowest street in the United States. Now, fun fact number 3 is right up the street, right here. This is the Hilton Hotel. Now, fun fact number 3 has to do with the Hilton Hotel. Now, back in the 1960s, this was not a Hilton, it was called the Monson Motor Lodge. It was a little motor lodge right here on the main street of St. Augustine. And here is another very little known piece of history, which I think is a really cool fun fact. All right, so Becky, can you tell us what fun fact is associated with the Hilton?
We're staying here.
We are staying here. We're staying here.
Okay, that wasn't it. Martin Luther King Jr. Visited here and protested here segregation of the hotel. And so they did what they called a wade-in. A wade-in. Into the pool.
Yeah. So let me show you what to do when you get here to St. Augustine. So here's the Hilton, and here's a little entrance to a courtyard. Now again, the original Monson Motor Lodge has been torn down. It was torn down many years ago, but for historic purposes, they saved a couple of things. Now, like Becky said, one of the things that happened was that Dr. King came here to protest the fact that this was a segregated hotel and restaurant. And when they tore down the hotel, they actually saved these steps. And there's a plaque right above it that says these steps were salvaged when the Monson Motel was demolished in 2003 and remain in tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was arrested here in 1964. So if you do a little research, you can find pictures of King on these steps. He's kind of talking to the owner of Monson Lodge and trying to convince him to desegregate his hotel. And so they saved these steps, which you can go on today knowing that Dr. King once stood here. And so this was a very significant piece of the civil rights movement that very few people know about, and it's just tucked off the main street. Now, as a part of that civil rights demonstration back in 1964, they had what was called the wade-in, like Becky said. Remember, in the 1960s, they had sit-ins where people would go into restaurants and just sit down and try to desegregate a restaurant. Well, here at the Monson Motor Lodge, they had a wade-in, which was when a bunch of activists, both African Americans and white Americans, went into the pool here at the Monson Motor Lodge. Now, this is an obelisk, or an obelisk, one of the two. And this is just an artist rendition of that event. And at the base of the of this monument, it describes the wade-in. So, last thing about the civil rights movement here, they actually preserved the pool. So back in 1964, a bunch of activists came here to the pool, and it was a segregated pool, white only, and some African American activists as well as white activists all jumped into the pool, and the owner of the Monson Lodge tried to get them out of the pool. You can see pictures online. He's dumping bleach into the pool trying to get them out, and a policeman actually jumps into the pool to try to get them out, and the pool is still here today. And so this is a really cool historic pool here at the Hilton, which was formerly the Monson Motor Lodge. And you can see in the distance there a plaque that says the Monson Motel, formerly located on the site, was a focal point of the demonstrations led by Dr. Robert Hayling and Dr. Martin Luther King, and resulted in the passage of the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964. So that is fun fact number 3.
Fun fact 3.5.
Yeah.
We're going to swim in this pool later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it is a nice warm day here in St. Augustine. So this is a really cool area to know that Dr. King was here, other activists were here, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which ended segregation in the United States. This was the last major civil rights demonstration prior to that landmark legislation passed way back in 1964. So that was fun fact number 3. Are you ready for fun fact number 4?
I am.
All right, so fun fact number 4, it's right down the street as well. All right, so we are on the fun fact number 4. We're walking down kind of the seawall pathway, beautiful pathway here in St. Augustine.
And the breeze is always awesome on this pathway.
Oh yes, it's gorgeous.
Coming off the bay.
Now you can kind of see in the background, that's where the Hilton is, located right off the main street here. I believe it's a part of the A1A highway that runs all the way through Florida. And now the number 4 fun fact of St. Augustine according to the right sites. So Becky, fun fact number 4.
It has the oldest fort made of mortar.
Yeah, oldest masonry fort.
Masonry.
This is mortar.
Mortar, okay.
Yep. Oldest masonry fort in the United States, the Castillo de San Marco. Today it's a national monument. So here we go. You can see how close it is from the kind of the center of the main street here in St. Augustine. So we're going to just show you kind of the outside. This fort was built way back in the 1600s, and it's the only fort, at least the only masonry fort that still remains that was built in the 1600s.
Oh, wow.
In the United States. So you can see a lot of people here. This is the main kind of tourist attraction of St. Augustine, and this is probably a fun fact that you already knew about if you know anything about St. Augustine, because this has been a tourist attraction for years and years and years, decades. So right here is the old Spanish fort that protected St. Augustine. So you can see how beautiful it is here. And be looking for our next Right Site video, or one of the next Right Sites videos, because we're going to take you on a tour inside this fort. Kind of a bonus area. Last night, what did you see here, Becky, last night?
I saw a sea turtle.
Yeah, a sea turtle right here in the bay.
Yeah.
So keep your
so
eyes
cool.
out on that. And they also have manatees. You have these manatee signs saying be careful of them. They probably are more around in the wintertime.
Yes, and they said whale sharks too, but again, more in the winter time.
Yeah.
You might see them pass through here.
So that's fun fact number 4. So let's review real quick. Fun fact number 1.
The oldest city in America.
In 1565. Fun fact number 2, my favorite.
The narrowest street.
Narrowest street, really cool. Fun fact number 3, civil rights activist back in 1964. Dr. King himself came here. And then fun fact number 4, the beautiful fort that you see behind us. Now, fun fact number 5 is back in town. Now, one reason why we picked these 5 fun facts is they're all here pretty close together. So let's head over into this direction for the final fun fact for the right sites. Okay, on to fun fact number 5. And to get your bearings, we are right at the entrance to St. George Street. And if you've ever been to St. Augustine, this is kind of the main street, so you'll know where you're at. Behind us is the fort. And then right in front of us, let me flip the camera around, is the old city gate built by the Spanish way back in 1808. So this is a pretty cool fun fact, but it's not the right sites 5 fun facts. But as you see around the gate, you can see the walls, the replica of the walls that once surrounded the entire city. In fact, the wall goes all the way to the fort over there. So that's a pretty cool fun fact, but most people know about that fact, I think. But fun fact number 5 is located just a short walk down St. George Street. So let's go on to fun fact number 5. All right, so let's look for it. I kind of see it in the distance there. Now, St. George Street is, like I said, kind of the main street with all the attractions here in St. Augustine. What do you like about St. George Street?
It's just so quaint, all the little shops and lots of ice cream places, which is cool.
Yeah.
But everything smells good too.
Yeah, it's really a great street to walk around on.
And we're coming up on
the top 5. Now, if you want to see more of St. George Street, you can check out our other video about St. George Street. So let me flip it around. And here is the fun fact number 5 for the right sites.
The oldest wooden schoolhouse, right?
Yep, this is the oldest wooden schoolhouse in the United States of America. Now, this is only our 2nd trip to St. Augustine, and the reason this is a part of the kind of the fun facts is because on our first trip I didn't even notice this.
I don't think I did either. Yeah.
And I teach school. You'd think that I would have noticed the oldest wooden schoolhouse in the United States. So that was fun fact number 5, the oldest wooden schoolhouse in the United States. So we hope you enjoyed that. The top 5, number 1,
oldest city.
Oldest city, 1565. Number 2, my favorite,
narrowest
street. Number 3, the famous Dr. King demonstrations, wade-ins. Number 4, the fort.
Oldest mortar fort.
Yeah, and now the oldest school building in
wooden
schoolhouse in the United States. So that is the right sites. Top 5 fun facts. If you've been to St. Augustine and you have some fun facts you'd like to share with us, do so in the comments below. There are really dozens of fun facts here. We just pointed out 5.
Great city.
Great city. So we hope you enjoyed this video of the top 5 fun facts in St. Augustine, Florida.